Baruch Hashem, today's Yud Ches Chai Mar Cheshvan Tavshin Pei Daled. We're going to learn Amud Kuf Nun Tes and Kuf Pei. We're continuing in the Maimer HaChodesh, where we're discussing here all neshamas come from Atzilus, from Zah and Malchus. However, some neshamas, their ikar is Zah of Atzilus, and therefore they come down Lamata in the oifen of neshamas of Atzilus, and their main idea is to work in Ratzah to connect to the Eibishter, and they could control their guf and the oifen of total bittul. And other ones, they come more from Malchus, so they have a shaykhs to the guf, and therefore their avodah is to work on the guf and mezakech it and cleanse it. So we'll start here a little bit in middle of Amud Kuf Nun Ches, where we're going to see that we also have a neshama that comes from Avah, and therefore like the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, which comes even from a higher level, and therefore the guf is batal b'tachlis and ganzen. And these manifest itself in neshamas to ma, neshamas to ban. V'inin udin in neshamas to ma. These are the higher neshamas that come from the higher level of Atzilus. Iker is galus lamato an neshama. What's revealed down here is the neshama shemir b'gulei atzlam. V'haguf urak etafel atzlam. The guf is secondary. Ve'enoi malam master kal neshmasam. It does not at all cover over the neshama. K'may Moshe she'amar v'nosati mitar artzechem shezeu mitzad neshmasei shoyisum yuchedes udvuka mamash b'rin soif. Since his neshama was connected to the Eibishter, he could have spoken in a way of v'nosati, as if it's him speaking, even though he was just bringing over what the Eibishter says. V'hagufu ketafel ba'alma she'enoi malim klal. Avon neshamas shemimchinas malchus yesh lam shaychs al guf. They have a connection to the body. Umemela guf master aleim utzrichim avoda. Therefore, they need an avoda lasak and gufam lias b'vchinas bittul. Va'bittul b'vchinas bittul yesh levat. These lower neshamas, all they can do is bittul yesh because the guf is master. The k'moy kinu gam neshamas ha'gvois b'vchinas shem ban. Gam kini karim b'vittul v'zikha guf. Even the very high neshamas that come from ban. So like the neshama of Eliyah Navi, like we're going to see. So also their entire body is to work with the guf. The difference is they accomplish a full zikuch in the guf, whereas the lower neshamas can't really achieve that. Like a high neshama has the power, even though the ikar is to work with the guf, they could convert the guf in ganzim. The body became like a malach. Was even higher than the body of Moshe. On the other hand, even the fact that we said that Moshe Rabbeinu's body was a little bit lower, still, even the body was batal b'tachlis. As we see clearly that his body didn't affect his getting nevuah. Of course, other neviim, the body would lose itself. They could not stand while they're accepting the nevuah. But Moshe Rabbeinu could have done. The guf was batal because the shama was so shined so much. When we say that the Eibishter is the one, it's because the world is battling Gans and the Eibishter. Why? Because you have this revelation of the Eibishter in the whole world. When we discussed the idea of Yichud Ilah and the Yichud of Yichud Allah, Yichud Atata. Because it was revealed, and the guf did not have an existence anymore, it became battle. The nishmas Moshe hayam yichud ava mamash. The neshama of Moshe was from a unification of ava. K'mashkasav k'minamayim shisiu. V'chein gilui nishmas, the revelation of his neshama. Pa beguf b'chinas habitul b'metzias. Shahaya kli b'chinas kli mamash lelekos. Yeah. So there was a giluy nishmas, like we said earlier. So when the source of what was keeping it alive was keeping the shine was gone, because he actually worked with the body. It wasn't just the oil that kind of outshined the body. Dafal Yud Aruge Malchus. We say it's also a Yud Aruge Malchus, and like the Rebbe said about the Chayole chayolim, which are moiser nefesh on the shmira of other yidden in Eretz HaKodesh, that the gufa is shalohem or kolkach mezukachim achoy ruuyim berech neshamas miyadam dacherim kizel malz tzadikim. This is the level of tzadikim mazakich gufam. They cleanse their body v'lasesum surah at kan l'shayne vim ki hevi shamrayim Eliyahu. Dafka brought an eye from Eliyahu mikamakim nir kavan al kol tzadikim. All tzadikim and all people that reach this level. B'vadi yesh b'zeh chilukim madregas. The tzadikim hagam shlo yinemer b'misa, even though it doesn't say misa by tzadikim. Kim Gevia, Tzarchim and Moshe, where it does say Misa, but we know that Moshe Rabbeinu also loy Mesa was at the same level. B'kamakim loy ala gufam. The body didn't go up. B'liyo ala b'gufay mamsh. So there's different chilukim madregas. V'efshar d'asar arugim malchus hayin neshamas b'deban, not like Moshe. V'chazeh ha'kavana b'etz chaim sham, that they were mezakich to guf and they managed to reach this high level. V'chein David, so we're going back to what we said earlier. That we have the level of Eliyahu, that Allah b'gufay hashamayim. And then we got into this whole side. We kind of got a little bit sidetracked, explaining how Moshe Rabbeinu's body was just like David, was just like Eliyahu's body. That was batal, just in a different way. Moshe Rabbeinu was Gilu Er Nishmase. Eliyahu was Zikuch of the Guf. So v'chein David Shahaya Nishmase. B'chinas Malchus came from B'china Malchus. Which level of Malchus we said earlier is in Neshama Deban. Lamata, when it came down Lamata, Bittul Chem Gufei Dafka, he worked against this. He worked on nullifying the Guf. Shaya Leiv Nishbar V'nit Ketamid. It was a broken heart. Which goes of Kiani V'Avian Ani. The Bittul said Leiv Nishbar V'nitka. This broken heart. V'chiani V'Avian. So Dafka B'misha Bittul Mitzad Guf. It's only when someone in nullifications because the body. Shu'inin Bittul Ayeshus V'Achumrius Dafka. This is nullifying the chumriyas. The babitl shemitzad neshama, when you're mevatel neshama agam shebitl b'chinas bitl b'nesias mamash, only when your bitl is because of bitl b'nesias mikam akam yesh b'tzag b'agam kin. There's somewhat of an elevation. K'may b'Moshe shay b'chinas tachsa bitl dema u'mikam akam hoya b'agba v'reimus. Moshe Rabbeinu had this level of agba, like we see k'may sheish me'asa. Talking about the Yidden. The Yidden elevated Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem noichi mikir boy. K'may noichi yoyim ben Hashem. There's a level of a noichi. There's some agba, even though it comes inside the neshama. It doesn't contrast to David HaMelech, which was a leiv nishbar v'nitke. The idea of brokenness, the idea of opposite of agba. Maybe Yosef also was in the Neshama Demakid, or Hoyamayanagad Remus. Maybe Chalkal Yosef sustained, Yosef or Hamashmish, or Melch Mitzayim, Tevade, but if in Gezef, we see Begashmish this way, Hoya Vidas Abiruchnis. V'chein Rashbi, Sha'amar B'chat Ktiris Ketarna. Also, Sha'ay B'chinas Bitl Dema, he was, the Kaidor, Sha'ayim in the Shamas, the Almud Iskasya, Umikamakim Hoya Boy Agba, he had somewhat of Agba, I am just a Simon Ba'alma, where Rav Shimon ben Yechoy was kind of saying how he's like, I think what this means is that he was like a Simon to the Eibishter. If there's only two tzaddikim in the world, hey maniu banai. Let's see what contest does the Rav Shimon ben Yechoy say ani Simon Ba'alma. Ana Simona Ba'alma. What did it say? Anosimon Ba'alma. He said Anosimon Ba'alma on the Eibishter. Yeah, like I said earlier. Fine. That his whole Indian was a simon for the Eibishter. Fine. Had the neshamas the ma gam shem tachsa bitl they totally bottle mekamot b'yesh b'chinas agba v'remus. The other rabbis are mitzad it's my bitl shlam because they're so nullified. Shem b'chinas mitzias atzmum klab mel agba in agba atzmum chashom. It's not elevating themselves. Kim agba v'isnas osal l'kus shemahem. The Eibishter becomes big. Shezeu kol etzem osam. B'mak musha bitl mitzad aguf when the bitl is mitzad the body. B'chinas shiflus legamri bli shum agba v'isnasos. It's totally in this battle. This a broken heart. This is the breaking the yeshus v'chumriyas of the guf. Shenikra bitl hayesh b'chlal, which in general this corresponds to a bitl hayesh. And also the way these neshamas are in Malchus, as we've said, they go through a process of ibur. Gamkin ikor bezikul chamram. It's to cleanse their gashmis. And b'chinas levusha and neshama. V'gam it's that neshama yesh mashenikor zikul chachomri. Even in the neshama, there's the idea of chomer and the idea they have to cleanse. But yesher levushim, and because they cleanse the levushim are now on a level of a lakos. Or cleanse for lakus. This gives them the koyach lios b'chinas bittul guf mir matan to then work with their body once they're lamata. We also see the harbe bnei adam sheish b'chinas hayesh b'chinas sheish bitl hayesh b'atzam. They easily break their yesh, and they can break their grabkeit, right? They really serve the Eibush there with Muna and with the complete heart, without any contemplation or any fear in their intellect. A little bit of isbendus, they can break their body. From the and they went through this cleansing process in Ibra, and they can do it easily. They have to work on their neshama to be mevatel their guf. So it looks like over here neshamas dama have it easier, right? Who close? The reason, what's the difference? Neshamas dama shem b'chinas zo she'achim b'chinas atzilus. They're ikers from atzilus. Because they come from a place in the Eivishter which has no shaykhs to the body. When the Neshama is the ban, and the Neshama is the ban, Shem B'chinas Malchus, the Neshama is ban in Malchus, Hemshech Melabria, right? In general, they're related to Biyah. And that's how they have to work. Why do they have to work with the Chumriyas? So we say, that's why they could have achieved this real level of Zikuch. He went up with his body. He's the prime example for someone that was Mahapach his slave. Got rid of it. They could have affected their guf. They operated on the guf in this oifen, not like Moshe Rabbeinu. Kanal Efresh ben Moshe V'Eliyahu. So but they had this level of Ibur and Malchus, which kind of translated their high levels of Atzilus into a possibility of Zikuch HaGuf. But because they're on this high level, they can actually cleanse it in Ganzen. The high levels of Ban, like we said earlier. There's obviously a difference in the Neshamas themselves. The Neshamas Tamayim Madeks Abitul Amaylo Yesim Neshamas Taban. They're more Neshamas Tamayim are more bottle. Afilu Shem B'chinas Atzilus, even the Ban of Atzilus. Valder calls average ben Yichudei Elo Yichudei Tata. K'moiken Yesh B'chinas Yichudei Elo. The Atzilus Gamkin Madregas. Even in Yichudei Elo you have Madregas and B'chinas Das Elam V'Das Tachten. So you have a Neshama the Ban of Atzilus. So generally you have Neshamas Taman, Neshamas the man, Neshamas the ban. The ma is Atzilus, the ban is Biyah. But here we're introducing that there's also Neshamas the ban of Atzilus, which are somewhat different, but then they have this element like to be Mizakich their guf. If the Efshar possible, the Neshamas the ban, B'chinas Naran Shalom Biyah, the Chilik Atzilus Shabam B'chinas Chai Yechida, of the Neshamas HaGvoyos, here, Etzam B'chinas Atzilus, B'gil B'chinas Atzilus Shabam. They have the Chai Yechida shining. When the Neshama is the ma close and Efshar Neshama Chai Yechida Shalom Atzilus, it's all from Atzilus. So you have the Neshama the ban where the Chai Yechida is the Iker, and therefore that's where they could do the Avodah that way. Alma B'chalolos in general, B'chinas Neshama is the ban, B'chalolos, B'chinas Neshama is the ban, or Neshama is the ma, Neshama is the Atzilus. Fine. Obira India and who the Yadua the close base Pchinas Neshamas now the general these two type of Neshamas Hainu Neshamas that's also Neshamas the Am base Pchinas the Zera Adam the Zera Behema. There's the seed of the man and the seed of the animals. Kumashkas of Zeratis base Israel I will plant the Yidden Zera Adam, plant of man Zera Behema. Shams Atzils are Nikran Zera Adam the Adam Migmatria Ba. Shams Ya Nikran Zera Behema Behema Migmatria Ba. So now the Neshamas the man are now broken down to further into their category of Neshamas of Zera Adam and Zera Behema. Let's take this apart. V'inenudi Atzilus nikra Adam. Atzilus is called Adam. Adam is the idea of comparable. Hashem Adam ol Elgin. Kibchinas Atzilus rak Hemshech v'agilu Kibchinas Helam shel Malam Atzilus. All Atzilus does is reveals the level higher than it. The Mashal Malam Atzilus. What's higher than Atzilus? Zel Mash Aaron Sif Sasam and Elam. The Lakus is totally concealed. Hagam Shazal Gam Kim Kibchinas Hemshech levad Kibchinas Atzilus Seif Baruch Hu. Even though it's only something that's drawn down from the level of Atzilus. To shine. Nevertheless, it's Hamshach and Elemis B'chinas Stimus. Ve'enei Meir B'gilui. It's not revealed. Levishi B'chinas Ha'ara Atzmius. She'i Efshar Shetia B'chinas Gilui Mamo. She cannot be fully revealed. T'yeshkam Ken Hamshach B'chinas Stimus. Shezel Hamshach B'chinas Atzmos. Ve'enei B'chinas Pnimis HaKetzer. You could also have a level of Pnimis HaKetzer, which does come down, even of Stimus. So these are all the levels above Atzilus. What does Atzilus do? Atzilus B'chinas Gilui, it reveals it. Fanu Masha Or Ba B'chinas Gilui. The Or now comes and is revealed. B'chinas Yediyah, and in a way that it's known in Ba'akelim Atzilus. They can recognize and know what this level is. Drawing down or separating away from the spirit, shooting his galus revealing the light. You're obviously not revealing this concealed itself. She cannot fully be revealed. And what we do see does come revealed. All it's doing is revealing something that's concealed. Not fully revealing it, but somewhat a revelation. It's not creating a new creation of Yesh Ma'ayin. Has shown to create a new entity. When Moshe Rabbeinu took the Ruach HaKodesh and shared it with the 70s kingdom. The same level, the spirit was in Moshe Rabbeinu's spirit. The Nizgala Alliance kingdom was revealed on the 70s kingdom. Even though this level on the kingdom is not comparable to the spirit of Moshe, he couldn't have drawn it down into flesh, but the skin could, so they took it to another level. It's exactly the same spirit. So same idea, Atzilus takes the same exact thing and reveals it. The Hashpah had to be through Moshe. They were just the middlemen. They were somewhat at the level of Moshe, and that's how their nevuah was. Moshe was zeh. Koi is more of a not direct speech. It was more like a hint, a siman. These skenim are not part of the Nevi'im. Skenim are higher than Nevi'im. Rak Madregas Moshe, they were all on the level of Kai, which is actually a big chiddush, which I never noticed before, that these Skenim are at the same level of Moshe. All Atzilus is revealing the Helam that in Eretz Amatzil. It's not a renewal. Tomorrow we'll talk more about what Atzilus is doing, and after we get to the level of what Atzilus is doing, this is going to be an interesting conversation, exactly what Atzilus is doing. Because we started by saying that there's Zera Adam and Zera Behema, and the Neshamas, the Atzilus are Zera Adam, and that's what we said. This is Atzilus. Atzilus is called Adam, which is not a Chidush Davar, it's only a Galus of what's existing. And this is really the Indian that we're going to continue discussing. I'm trying to see where we go and start discussing about Zera Behema, but doesn't look like any time soon. The rest of the Maimer here looks like it's talking about different levels within Adam al-Elyon. And at some point we're going to start discussing, next Maimer will go higher than that even, the Kav And then I think afterwards we'll start talking about the Keser. And then it's fascinating stuff here. At some point, maybe we'll cheat if we look at the beginning of the Maimer, in the Mafteach. At some point, again, here we're talking about Mailas Avodah B'Koyach Atzmai, right? At some point, maybe we're going to get back to Zera Behema. Where do I see Zera Behema? I don't see it actually. Interesting. Okay, this is going to be exciting. Daf halten Kapitzter. A guten Tag, Alamin.